want you to look at that handsome young man and try to remember what the latest news has been about this man. There was an interview on the radio, remember? And this is a report from a British media, The Telegraph. And let's see what the world has to say about our president. First, take a look at the first two lines and see if you understand all the words, if you understand the meaning. Are there any words that you don't know?
Yes.
Expletive, everyone is familiar. Expletive, do you know what's expletive? Dirty, bad language, expletive is dirty, okay? The rest is clear. Can I possibly ask you to read the first line?
First line?
Yep.
Czech president shocks nation in expletive-filled interview.
Thank you. Can you read the same sentence the best way you can?
Czech president shocks nations in expletive-filled interview.
Sounds good, thank you. Can you please read the next line?
Czech President Miloš Zeman swears his way through a radio interview in English and Czech, leading to hundreds of
Complaints.
Sorry.
You know complaints?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read the same line again? The best way you can.
Czech President Miloš Zeman swears his way through a radio interview in English and Czech, leading to hundreds of complaints.
Great. Now, let's take a look at another part of the report. And this is what the Prime Minister says about the event. Mr. Sobotka. This paragraph. Take a look at it and see if you understand, if you know all the words and understand the meaning. Everything clear? Questions? Right. Can I ask you to read the whole paragraph, please? The best way you can.
The president should not speak in such a way as it damages the reputation of the presidency, sets a bad example and does nothing for our reputation abroad, says an angry Miroslav Sobotka, the Czech Prime Minister.
That sounds very good to me. Thank you. Now, English is a very strange language. Unlike most other languages, it's very rhythmical. If you hear a presenter on the BBC or the Telegraph and you hear them speaking, you almost hear them rapping. It sounds like rap. Why is that?
They are singing.
They are native speakers.
Yeah, they're singing.
Right, but it's about the rhythm. What's strange or what's typical about the rhythm of the English language? Let's take a look now. How would you read these?
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. The distances between these are the same. It's a rhythm. And that's exactly what happens in the English language. The important parts have the same difference between themselves, all right? Now, how would you read this line?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Okay, so is this the same difference as this, or this different same as this? Now, in other words, what's the important stuff in the second line?
Still 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the important, and that's not so important, correct? Right, so we stress out this, and we sort of diminish that. It's almost like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Right. It's not and. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's like just that sound. That's the natural rhythm of English, okay? Sometimes you have more unimportant words in between the important stuff. Can be 2, even more, and then, for instance. But how would we read that?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1
and 2 and 3 and 4.
That's exactly what should be happening when you read English texts correctly. The important stuff, the important parts are stressed, and the unimportant ones, they are sort of you diminish them, you don't stretch them out, and also you try and link them as much as you can so that they become one sound. So that's not 1 and 2, it should be
1 and 2.
1 and 2, 1 and 2, alright? So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's natural in English. It's very unnatural in your own language, but it's very natural in English. Now, I've selected a few phrases from the news report with important words or important syllables and unimportant ones. First, it's taken from the very top, and I would like you to read it with that in mind. Just this line, please.
Nation explained filled interview through a radio.
No, it's just this line. Sorry.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, just one.
Nation explained filled interview.
Okay, that's the pronunciation expletive. Expletive. Can you try the same, please?
Expletive.
No, the whole line. The whole line.
To translate?
No, just read it.
Read
Best speaker, bearing this in mind.
Sorry. Nations expletive filled interview.
Right. So what's important is nations, because that's the stressable. Expletive is important. Filled and interview. That's the important stuff. The unimportant should be smaller in sound, and also should be linked. So it's not nations expletive, but it should be nations expletive. It's almost as if the S is here. Nations expletive. That's the natural pronunciation. So nations expletive. That becomes one sound. Same here. Expletive filled. It's not expletive filled. Same here. Filled interview is not natural. Filled interview. Filled interview. Imagine the D was here. Filled interview. Alright? So we come back to the news report, and I would like you to read the same things with that incorporated into your pronunciation. So can you please take the first line?
Czech president shocks nation in expletive-filled interview.
Try again and be more.
Nations in expletive. Yeah, there was no in on the whiteboard.
Ah, a mistake. Nations
In expletive.
which is a charge because that adds another vowel
Yes.
sound
Nations
just
in.
after nations in
Nations in
expletive.
expletive.
Okay, can you try the same line again?
Czech president shook nations in expletive filed interview.
Yeah, nations in expletive, okay? The next line, please.
Czech President Miloš Zeman swears his way through the